Every human being has a final moment. But here's the strange part. You probably won't know when yours is coming. Today, we're uncovering the hidden secrets of death, what science can actually tell us, what Islam teaches us, and what death can teach us about the life we're living right now. What if the most important moment of your life is a moment you will never know is coming? Not the moment you get your first job, not the moment you fall in love, not the moment you achieve your biggest dream, but the moment when your life as you know it comes to an end. Death is one of the few things every human being shares. No matter how rich you are, no matter how powerful you become, no matter where you were born, there's one destination none of us can permanently escape. And perhaps the strangest thing about death is this: we spend our entire lives knowing it exists, while almost never knowing when it will arrive. The first hidden secret: your final day may look completely ordinary. Think about an ordinary morning. You wake up, you look at your phone, you eat something, you talk to someone, you laugh at something that isn't even very important, and you continue your day. But somewhere in the world, people are experiencing moments that will eventually become their final ordinary moments. The strange part? They may not recognize them. The last meal may feel like just another meal. The last conversation may feel like just another conversation. The final time someone walks through their home may feel completely normal. We don't usually receive a warning saying, "Remember this, you will never experience it again." And that changes the way we should look at ordinary life, because sometimes we don't recognize the final chapter while we're still inside it. The second hidden secret: science can explain part of death, but not everything. Modern medicine can study what happens to the body as life ends. The heart, circulation, breathing, and brain activity can change dramatically. Researchers have even studied electrical activity and other changes around the dying process. But science still faces a profound limitation. What exactly is subjective consciousness at the boundary of death? Scientists have studied people who were revived after life-threatening events and who later reported unusual experiences. Some describe vivid memories, altered perceptions, or a feeling of separation from their bodies. But here's where we have to be honest. These reports do not prove what happens after death. Near-death experiences happen around extreme medical conditions, and researchers are still investigating how the brain, consciousness, memory, and physiology interact during these events. So when someone says, "Science has proven what happens after death," be careful. It hasn't. Science can investigate the physical process, but the ultimate question of what happens to the soul after death belongs to a different category of knowledge. And this is where Islamic belief offers a clear perspective. The third hidden secret: Islam does not describe death as the end of existence. The Qur'an says, "Every soul will taste death." And it continues by reminding humanity that complete recompense comes on the day of resurrection. Notice the wording. It doesn't say that every soul simply disappears. It says every soul will taste death. In Islam, death is not understood as the final end of the human story. It is a transition. The Qur'an teaches that this worldly life is temporary, while the ultimate judgment belongs to the hereafter. That gives death a completely different meaning. It is not simply life, nothing. For a Muslim, the story is bigger. Life, death, resurrection, judgment, eternal outcome. And that belief changes how we should understand the time we have right now. The fourth hidden secret: we don't control the appointment. The Quran says that Allah does not delay a soul when its appointed time arrives. We can plan tomorrow. We can plan next year. We can plan our careers, but none of us has been given control over the exact moment our worldly life ends. And perhaps that is one of the most uncomfortable truths about being human. We behave as if tomorrow is guaranteed, while tomorrow has never actually been promised to us. That doesn't mean we should live in constant fear. Islam does not teach us to become obsessed with death. Instead, remembering death can make life more meaningful. Because when you know something is temporary, you stop treating it as if it will last forever. The fifth hidden secret: death can change what we consider valuable. Imagine being told that you had only a limited amount of time left. Suddenly, some things might look very different. The argument you couldn't stop thinking about might not matter so much. The money you were desperate to impress people with might feel less important. The message you kept postponing might suddenly matter. The person you ignored might become important. And the good deed nobody noticed might suddenly seem more valuable than all the attention in the world. Islam repeatedly redirects our attention from temporary worldly status toward accountability before Allah. The Qur'an reminds us that the full reward is given on the day of resurrection. So perhaps the deepest lesson of death isn't simply, you are going to die. We already know that. The deeper lesson is, what are you doing with the life you were given? And here is the final hidden secret. One day, you will have a final ordinary morning, a final conversation, a final walk through a familiar place, a final laugh with someone you love, but you probably won't know which one it is. And that's not meant to make you afraid. It is meant to make you awake. Say what needs to be said. Forgive when forgiveness is possible. Do good when nobody is watching. Take care of the people Allah has placed in your life. And don't wait for life to become extraordinary before you appreciate it, because perhaps the most precious moments of your life will be the ordinary ones you never realized were precious. The Qur'an gives us a simple reminder. Every soul will taste death. So the question isn't whether our story will end here. The question is, what will we have written before this chapter closes? This is the hidden secrets. And perhaps the greatest secret of death is that remembering it can teach us how to truly live. Thank you. See you in the next video. Subscribe.